Priyanka. I'm a flying crew and I've been flying from last 6.5 years now. Yep. Thank you so much for having me in AirBuzZeD channel. I am here to share my experience with you and it's going to be a Q&A with AirBuzz. So they've asked me a few questions which I'll be answering you. So let's get started.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're all very welcome to Roadshare Flight or a 401 to London Heathrow. Before our departure, may we have your attention while cabin crew point out the safety features on board this Airbus A320. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle, as cabin crew are now demonstrating.
So the first question was, how does it started getting into aviation? So let me tell you this that I was into electronics and communication and I had no idea about aviation and about aviation industry. So one day I already had a job in hand. So one day I was just going through newspaper and I saw an article about so and so airline was hiring cabin crew and they had a walk-in interview in Delhi. So I thought, why not to try this? I just went there to experience the interview. That how does it happen? I never thought I'll get through and I'll get a job and I'll become an air hostess, because this was definitely not my bachpan ka sapna. And I went for interview and there were around five or six rounds of interview. I don't remember actually. So I went for interview. I got through interview, and I don't know what they liked in me because I had no experience how to crack an cabin crew interview. So I got through it. I went back home, and one day I received an email from that particular airline along with the offer letter and a flying ticket to Mumbai, because our initial training used to happen in Mumbai after joining formalities. So I told my parents that I got an offer letter from so and so airline and I have a flying ticket in my email. So they didn't believe it first and they were like, no, no, people keep sending fake mails. So I called the HR department of the airline and they confirmed that yes, it is, and you've been invited for your initial training and joining formalities in Mumbai. So my parents were a little scared that I was already in Delhi and I am an army brat, and it is never difficult for us to travel alone. But Mumbai is such big city, and I think none of us had been to Mumbai before, none of my family members. So for us, it was little, there was nobody known to whom we can contact just in case of an emergency or something. But still, my parents believed in me and they sent me there, and I did joined in 2013, and that's how it started. And I am flying around the world now, and I'm loving it. So let's have to pose the second question. And please excuse me, this is my first time in front of camera doing Q&A. This is especially for AirBuzz. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And yeah, so the second question is my most memorable flight. This I can't forget. I have to share this with you. This was my flight when my parents first time flew with me together. Like earlier, I have flown with my dad separately and then my mom separately. Those flights were also very special to me. But then when they both came together and flew with me to Leh. Leh, I am from Leh, so they flew with me from Delhi to Leh. They were going back to hometown, and they both were there. And by the time I had become in-flight manager, so for me, having both of them in flight was so overwhelming, and I was like, this was so special flight for me. No, I really wanted to show them how perfect I am in flight, and I was so proud. I was so emotional at the same time. There were mixed emotions going on when they came. They boarded the flight, they sat down. Even they were shy. They were very shy. They were just seated quietly, and our airline had very good culture of, whenever somebody's parents or family member used to travel, we all set of crew, we used to go and greet and meet them. So all of my colleagues came and met them, and my cockpit crew, even captains, met them, and they made them comfortable. But my parents were a little shy because I was flying, and when I was lead of the flight, and when a crew is leading the flight, they usually don't do the demonstration that, you know, and yeah, the emergency demonstrations. So, So my parents were traveling, so I specially did it for them, and they were not looking at me. I really wanted them to look at me, so that I was showing them the demonstration. And my parents were so shy that they thought I will. When I went back home, I asked them, "Why didn't you look at me? I did demonstration especially for you." And they were like, "We thought you're gonna laugh when we we thought you're gonna laugh, when we looked at you and we made the eye contact." So they didn't look at me, and they were very shy. But I must tell you, this was like, I cannot forget this flight. I was so proud. I was so proud of myself. Yeah, I still am. And even they were very proud of me, and they still are. And this was a very, very special flight for me. And I felt like, I never thought of becoming an air hostess, and today I am. And my parents were more than proud, I think. They don't express it in word, but they were very, very proud. And yeah, I still don't have words to explain that. How should I tell you that how special it was, having your parents seated in the cabin and you doing the announcements, demonstrations, and you leading the flight especially. And yes, that is something, making their dream come true. And I was so satisfied. Yeah. All right. So the next question is, how do you keep up with fitness and deal with stress associated with this profession? Yes, this profession do have a lot of stress when you work. You need to be a multitasker. That's what this job requires. For example, if I'm going for a flight and I have an auditor, I have a check going on, I have VVIP passengers, I have captains to be taken care of, I have entire cabin to be taken care of, and I have to follow all the safety emergency protocols, which is the priority. And all these things needs to go on the hand by hand, and we cannot compromise with the safety, and same time we cannot compromise with the service and taking care of the passengers. That's what the market is nowadays. But after COVID-19, there's not much of stress of taking care of passengers. They've kept the social distancing and minimum communication, but I'm telling you, the regular days. So everything goes hand by hand, and you need to be very, very vigilant in the cabin for everything, because it's an aircraft. We have confined area, we have limited resources in flight, so we need to deal with that. I mean, we need to deal with everything, and we need to make passengers happy at the end while while they deboard from the aircraft. There should be a smile, and that's what makes it worth when a passenger deplanes from the aircraft and he, thank you for your service. And I think dealing with all such stress at the same time make it worth doing. So I'll give you one more example. There was a VVIP passenger with me in flight, and for some reason he was very, very upset with me. So he was traveling with his kid. So I thought that probably me going again and apologizing and showing my face again to him will make it more upset. So what I did, I knew that he's traveling with his kid. So I sent my another crew, and sent some chocolates, and I asked my crew to take care of the kid. So this gentleman turned out to be a good businessman, and then after flight he deplaned with a big smile, and after 2 days I received an appreciation letter from my management that this gentleman appreciated for the service, that he even mentioned that I was upset with the crew, but she focused on my kid, and I knew that anybody will be happy if I make the kid happy. So this kid was very happy, and because of that, at the end, the gentleman was happy, though the things went wrong in the initial phase of the flight. So that's how it happens. Every day is not a good flight. There's always many things going on. Just take a deep breath and focus on what you want to do. Again, about the fitness, I think I don't have to. This profession requires you to be fit all the time, but I think I am blessed. Probably it's genetic. I don't face any physical I don't require much physical activities to do to stay fit, but mental health is more important. I focus on mental health. I do meditation, yoga whenever I get time. So, yeah, that's how it goes. So, the next question is, what are your flight and non flight day routines? So, I am a different flight person and non flight person. When I wear the uniform, I am very professional, particular. I'm very particular about everything, and I am very punctual, and I'm more responsible when I wear uniform. But at the same time, when I'm without uniform and when it's my off day, I am a very, very lazy person. Ask any flying crew, sleep is never enough for us. We just love sleeping. Because of pandemic, we've been blessed with the oversleep, and it seems like never ending now, and we are done with it. So jokes apart, and yeah, when I wear the uniform, I think more of responsibility comes in your head. But the funny thing or good thing is, I just love my job. Being from other stream in my career, I told you I was in electronics and communication, and then I joined aviation. But when I joined it, when I started it, I think I'm just loving it. Even when I go for 10 days PL home, and I just miss flying. I just love my job so much, and that makes it more fun, and it just gives me more will to be best. And every day is a new experience for me, and I just love it. Every day you have thousand people to meet, and every day is not the same day. You have different staff to deal with, different set of crew, and everything is different. You have different aircraft every day and different people to deal with, so it's exciting every day. You never know what's going to happen that day, and every day there's a new experience, a new learning, which I love, and I think I just love it. And my non-flight day routine is I just sleep and get up in the afternoon, cook, have my off day feast towards me. That's what I call my off dawat. When it's my off, it's my off day dawat. I give it to myself, and I enjoy it. Since I stay away from home, I have nobody, I stay alone, and I just enjoy my feast. I enjoy spending time at home. I love doing DIYs, which turns out to be big, big, big failure, which I never, mm, give up with. I always do it, and I never give up, and it always turns out to be a disaster. But I still love doing it. It's a good time pass, and I do DIYs, and yeah, that's it. I'm very introvert. I just love to stay inside the room. I try avoid going out. Even before the pandemic, I just avoid going out. I love staying inside because every day you're flying here and there, every day. That's what my job is. So when you travel already so much, you need some time for yourself. You need some me time. So I enjoy my me time in my off days. Right. So the next question is what it takes doing a job, staying away from family. It is obviously very difficult emotionally, mentally, it is very difficult. But I think I'm blessed with a very cool family. My parents, my mom, my dad, I have granny. I think we all have a very friendly relationship. We are very cool. Like we are open about everything. There's nothing which we cannot talk. And my parents have given me freedom of choosing everything in my life. They've never stopped me from doing anything. They always said, just go ahead. If you think you should try it, just go ahead. Try it. Even if you fail, we are there to back you up. So so I think where I am right now, the place is perfect for me, and the job which I am doing, it's perfect for me. There is no mismatch in between places, and I have a great relationship with my family, and everything is so good. And I think the credit goes to my parents, and that's how they keep it. Even I have siblings, we all stay away from family, and we are doing our stuff staying away. And I think nobody is like homesick. We just love the way we are living it. And we oftenly go meet our parents. They come and visit us. And yes, I think they've given me wings to fly, and I'm flying around the sky. But at the end, I return back home, and I'm loving it. All right, the next one is when was the last time you actually went out with your best buddies and doing what you love doing the most? So, I do not have much buddies in life. I have very few friends. Some of them are in abroad, and some of them are in different cities. So, we don't get to catch up much with each other, but we stay in touch. I think that's having less friends is better than having a lot of fake friends. Oh, I just made a quote. I need to write it down. I'm kidding. So I have very few friends, but I think we have a very good strong bond among us. So which keeps the friendship up from such a long time. I have friends from last 10 years, 11 years. So I am a keeper. Kidding. So, what I love doing the most is I just love going home on my vacations. Whenever I get vacations, I do not plan any trip. I just wish to go home, and I try my best to spend as much time as I can with my family. I try to spend time with my siblings, my family, my mom, my father. I love spending time with them because you're already staying away from them, and we don't get much time. So whenever I get time, I just go home. Otherwise, I'm inside doing my DIYs. Now the question is, do you think aviation has changed after COVID-19 situation? All right, this is a serious one. Yes, aviation has changed. Not only aviation, I think every every industry around the world has changed after COVID-19 situation. There's a huge impact on every industry and fall down because of COVID 19. So, yes, it has changed. The flying experience is no more the way it was earlier, no more luxurious, and there is no more glamour in flying. But you need to be, I think I urge people not to travel until unless it's required, and if it's not a necessary, please do not travel. It is not safe for your family, it is not safe for people around. So, until and unless it is necessary and required, please do not travel. And yes, the flying is no more the way it was earlier. There are lot more regulations, and everything has changed for flying. Uh, for cabin crew, from cabin crew perspective, um, we are doing flights, but we are doing it with PPE kits. We have the proper precautions. They are passing circulars, the proper information is being passed, how to travel, and how to operate the flight. Like every second day there is a new information passed around, so that every after every day's experience, they grab the experiences and they find out the new thing. All right, then things should be this way, and they pass around the information that this is going to be the new protocol to fly. And there is no interaction with passengers anymore, and there's pre-packed catering in the cabin, and there's minimum communication kept in between passengers and crew. So Indian aviation is doing the Vande Bharat operations to get back the migrants and the people back home, and I think we should applaud the crew uh, who are volunteering themselves to do the services, and it is a huge risk, but we are well. I can't say trained because we did not training for this, and but we are passed out the proper information that how to operate the flight, and not only cabin crew, ground staff, security, at airport authorities, everything. I think entering an airport starts from entering an airport, ends with getting out from the airport and the next destination. Everything has been changed. There's a huge impact, yes, but at the same time, I won't say that aviation have a dark future. No, it is not like that, because people cannot just take bus and truck or train um, to travel from India to Toronto. They have to take flight. The pandemic would just it just won't go overnight. It will take time, but all we need to do is follow the regulations passed out by the government and be safe. Yeah. Yes, aviation has changed after pandemic. All right. So the next question is, how did you manage to get through the lockdown? I have used this lockdown as an opportunity, because being a cabin crew, you never have a regular schedule. Every day there's a new schedule for you, and there's there's no timing for our meal, no breakfast time, lunch time, dinner time. We just do it whenever we get time. Because of lockdown, we had a proper schedule for quite a longer time, and I got up on time. I had breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything on time. I did exercises, I explored myself, and all those relatives and friends who keep complaining that you don't call, you don't reply back, and you don't check on us. I think I've been in touch with everyone, though I didn't got the opportunity to go home because we had to be on standby because we volunteered the service for evacuation flights. So I didn't got the chance to go home. But I think I have made my relationships more close now, and there are no more complaints that I don't call back, and that's it. Okay, so the last one is a message for all of you. My message is that be kind, love one another, and respect the time, and make your parents proud. All that matters at the end. If you're making them proud, there's no other happiness, I think. Yes, so make your parents proud, be kind. That's it. And stay safe and healthy.